Another one.
You getting paid?
Yes, sir, Ski.
Hey, that's our thing, man. You getting paid.
So say good night to the bad guy. Come on.
So, Emmitt and Playmaker been talking, man. These are legendary dudes, man. These are legendary dudes, bro. So, let's just jump in. We'll start off with the thumbnail because they both been talking, so we got to break them down piece by piece. Now, I do want to let everybody know I already did a reaction to the first clip of the Playmaker talking, and I'm gonna be all the way honest, I felt like he was fumbling, but I still got major respect for the Playmaker. But I'm watching, man. I'm just watching. I'm like, man, y'all. But I listened to the whole interview, man. I felt a lot better after I listened to the whole thing because he kept it real on some things, and we gonna show it. Okay. But let's get into yeah, but y'all check out this video though. It's still a dope ass video, bro. You know I don't play. You got to get this Pickens thing right, bro. Did you check out that clip yet?
I seen the clip that you reacted to.
Okay. All right. So let's just jump into this one first since we both reacted to it.
Okay.
He said, I think the biggest sign is that it's been a slow, quiet off season. The way it needs to be. He said, now that we've gotten Pickens out the way, quietness is more important because it says the focus is where it needs to be, on the field.
So what do you mean by that? So, because it's not like a deal is done. There's no deal done.
Right.
But, you know, so my thing is this. I'm trying to see how he's looking at it because I'm trying to be fair. Because is he looking at it in the fact that he know George ain't got no leverage and like this is what it is, nigga. It's over with. Is this him? Is it like Jerry talking to him, holding his nuts like nigga, it's over with? Because they told you to take the tag and kiss their ass. Is this how you feeling? That the kind of energy my boy coming with or what?
It raises a lot of questions, bro. It does, because it's just kind of funny to see men who had to fight. But then he also spoke. He spoke in more detail. Let's listen to it and try to decode the legend.
We also know this, it's become an annual tradition, Emmitt. The Cowboys have some type of a contract squabble that goes into the offseason, whether it's CD or Dak or Micah. Now it's George Pickens. You have a little bit of experience in a protracted contract situation with Jerry Jones. If you're giving advice, in this case to George Pickens, what is it about navigating these coming months?
Good question.
I would say to George Pickens right now, you just ran into the business side of sports, period. There's nothing else but pure business. Try not to take it personally. I know you will, because I would take it personally too. But if you do, shuttle that energy over into your performance.
Yeah.
Because I think your performance itself is going to speak a lot louder than anything else.
Yeah.
Allow your mood and your focus to be on dominating as a wide receiver so you can position yourself for free agency or position yourself to be traded or position yourself to give yourself an opportunity and options and better options for next year. And that's a good thing. And also what it sends the right message. And it sends the message that you are worthy of the dollars that you want. It sends a message to the marketplace that you are worthy of not only playing at the professional level, but you work at it, you own your craft, and you're a great team player. Anybody or any other 29 or 30 teams team, if the Cowboys choose to trade you, any other 29 or 30 teams will appreciate having a player on their team if the Cowboys choose to trade you or you choose to go into free agency, whatever decisions that you make going forward. it puts you in a better light. And I think anybody can appreciate that. You're still young, you got many years left, and you have an opportunity to just set yourself apart.
So, a couple of things I ain't like about that. And this goes into why I now know I have to do this video that you go hate, bro. You go hate this, but I gotta do it. The solid number one competition. I have to do it. The main reason I have to do it because look how Emmitt kept talking about the options was basically increasing his trade value and basically auditioning for another team as if it's no chance that he could be with us long term. Because we have to ask the question, what if he's better than CeeDee Lamb again? Why does it have to be Pickens that has to be the one focused on and the only one we focused on in terms of auditioning for another team?
Simple question, simple answer. He's the one I ain't got to negotiate with. This is what it comes down to. CeeDee Lamb is under contract. Even though he'll need a new contract soon, he don't need a new contract now. Like, I think he still got another 2 years after this year. Because he just signed his extension last year. Played the year before, played this year. He has 2 years left. CeeDee Lamb does. So you're discussing a player that has no long-term ties to the Dallas Cowboys and somebody that still got money, and I think it's good money because CeeDee Lamb has performed past being a $34 million wide receiver. He is also somebody they will if he come back to the table is going to want the 40. Like it just is what it is. So, but it also to the point too though where I don't want to live in a world without either one on the team because from my standpoint of me looking at it as somebody who analyzed the 2024 season, and that's why when I became gung-ho on getting another wide receiver, like if you just look at it and compartmentalize it, this offense with one wide receiver, because we always talk about you got to add something to an offense in order for it to be better. Like we were able to be the best offense in the league with just CeeDee Lamb in 2023. He went out there, they took the league over with it, and then they went back, they looked at it over the course of the summer, they found out how to neutralize that shit. So when you came back in 2024 with the same exact offense, Brandon Cooks and Jalen Tolbert and Jake Ferguson and shit, in the run game we had, they didn't give a fuck about that. They doubled CeeDee Lamb. They said everybody else go out and do what you wanted to do. And we had one of the worst offenses in football. Dak had one of his worst seasons as a pro, and that was before even he got hurt. So it would be a step back just having one premium wide receiver, based on what we've seen so far. So I don't want to live in that world, especially when there's other dead weight I could cut. I just need them to, because I don't want to even act like it's a realistic option for us. Because yes, they could do it, but that's so detrimental to what we got going on when there's other ways to skin this goddamn cat. And I get tired of going straight to the top, our best players, and having these conversations when there's undeserving sorry ass niggas that been done woke up sorry, and the Dallas Cowboys are the one that's still sleeping, ain't realized the shit.
Yeah. And now the funny thing about Emmitt also too is, my boy did at least say, bro, I'm convinced Emmitt and Irvin on payroll because they continue to speak talking points from the front office, and the fan base always sides with how Emmitt and Irvin feels. And see, I was noticing that the playmaker seems to be cool with Jerry. His issue seemed to be Steven. I'm gonna play some clips on that.
Also, if y'all are putting anything in the chat box, I cannot see it. My chat box is not there at all. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. That's weird. I don't see anything in my chat box. So if y'all are putting anything in my chat box, I cannot see it. It's black, and I don't know what's going on with that. But it is what it is.
Yeah. But and to DA Lee point also, like Like when he was like, this does seem like you are speaking for front office. Cause he like, you just ran into business. And it sounded like he was keeping it real. Like when he was like, I would be upset too. Then we probably want to speak on that behalf. See, the problem is this, and I understand the dilemma that they in. You got two people who have greatly benefited on the latter end of their careers from Jerry. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry to put money in the boy's pocket. You know what I'm saying? So you have your opinion and it can soften you because he's blessed you on the latter end. Like Jerry's first, he said that I've funneled deals in commercial real estate to Emmitt, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think it made their voices not as strong, not as, especially Emmitt, because I feel like when I listen to Irvin, he sounds like he's cool with Jerry, but then he shows to where he willing to kind of speak up a little bit when it comes to Steven. Let me play the clip so we can be on the same page.
So what do you say to the people that say, okay, cool. All right, Jerry, he made his declaration on what they were going to do with this contract.
The only
right?
problem I did is I don't need you to say there's no long-term deal in the works this year.
Okay.
I want to leave him hoping.
But he didn't do that.
Yeah. Steven did that.
I know.
I want to watch.
So you notice he said Steven did that. So it's like I mess with Jerry. It's Steven did that. Like what kind of mess was that? You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So listen.
Steven did that.
Well, I mean, okay.
But that was a little flexing for me. I need.
Exactly.
Hey,
you ain't
ain't
gonna play
ball
with
everybody know you.
Right, but you're gonna put it out there. We ain't even messing with you. We ain't even gonna humor you by negotiating. At least trying to negotiate. That's a slap in the face too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
That's a slap in the face.
I didn't need that. That's why I said I didn't need that. I didn't need it.
So where do you?
And see that I didn't need it was almost like I take it easy on my back.
Take it easy on my back.
A little bit too much, huh?
Yeah, you know. Yeah. So, but he did speak on it. Now, speaking on that, he was basically saying that was a bad move. Now, we've been saying that. We've been saying, bro, why did you do that? Like, why did you end negotiations? Like, how does that make any sense? What if Pickens want to give you a great deal? How does he do that if you're not willing to talk?
Yeah, you have no idea. If you haven't said anything to them, if you haven't had any conversations or spoken or anything like that to David, then sure. But I don't know, man. This shit, and this is the thing that still bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get it. The injury, clause, like, hey, I can sign a tag, I can prevent injury. But if I don't sign a tag, I prevent injury. Because I'm not fucking out there doing anything. I'm not gonna be doing anything in my spare time to get hurt. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still trying to see why you signed the tag, because now if you signed the tag, Jerry can spin it. Because last offseason he admitted, well, if there's no signature on there's no contract and no signature, then there ain't no deal. That's a deal.
That's right.
There's technically a deal now. You agreed to the terms of the franchise tag, and now Jerry can weaponize that shit against you. Like, you signed your name on the dotted line. I did not have a gun to your head. You signed your name right here, and you said that you would play at this franchise tag. Right? That's the way that Jerry would flip it. If I'm an arguing ass dude, and I'm a good arguing ass nigga. Like, if I wanted to make an argument, like, hey, you signed a legally binding document that say you play for us for X amount of dollars, pull up. And he would weaponize that against the fan base that don't know no better. I'm just saying. So I'm trying to see what he gained from signing the franchise tag. Maybe they thought there was a deal that they could have got done, possibly, and he could have been on his way out of town or some shit. I don't know.
Right.
But I'm curious on that. I'm still curious. 'Cause even with the securing the bag of the $27 million, if you're gonna sit out there and get a couple $1 million in fines and shit, I don't know. I don't know if it was worth it long term. How you feeling? I don't know. I'm just curious.
Yeah, I just think the initial reasons he didn't sign a tag because I think he was trying to send a message he wanted to be in Dallas. Because once they put the non-exclusive on him, you sign it. Go ahead and sign that thing and let's get to work. If you open to be shopped. So the fact that they waited, in my opinion, all the way to the day of the draft to even start having those discussions of signing it, to me, that's when it started to go a little bit south. That's it, And I think partially when you sign a tag, obviously for the injury guarantees and stuff like that. But it's another thing too. I think sometimes you want to be able to make a little noise, and you setting it up to potentially hold out. You feel me? So that I took a fine to let everybody know how serious I am about trying to get mine. Or I held in where I'm not getting a fine, but I'm making a public statement and it's going to be loud. It's going to be loud come Monday, bro. It's going to be loud. That's what was crazy what Emmitt was saying. Telling me it's quiet. It's like, man, it's going to be a Pickens watch.
To see if he show up.
Yeah, it's going to be a Pickens watch. And the moment he show up or don't show up, it's going to be a full report. And it's going to be loud. It's going to be nationwide, worldwide. So Emmitt with this quad stuff.
But see, this is my only thing. You could have still made the same statement without signing the goddamn tag. Like, I don't want this shit. I don't want no 1-year deal. I ain't cool with none of this shit. I'm not finna be there. This ain't what the fuck I want. If you want me to show up and be there and do this shit, nigga, I want a long-term deal. Holla at me. I ain't gotta do shit, nigga. Kiss my black ass. Yeah. You could have sent the same message, by not signing the tag.
But see, I think also you want to send a signal to these teams that in case you got somebody willing to do something desperate. You see what I'm saying? Because when you sign the tag, you also letting these teams know I'm open to be moved. Let's talk. Now, it's harder for teams to talk to you because they know 2 firsts is attached to you. But that could also be a reason why he signed it to where it's like, David, see what you can get. If somebody just really want me like that and willing to give up 2 firsts, I'll look at it.
Mm-hmm.
So, even though it was a 1%, that's the only thing I can see, bro. But somebody asked a question. He said, how y'all know they aren't talking? Because Steven said so. Steven lies. Either way, it's stupid. Either way, it's bad. Either
Steven
way.
do be lying.
Yeah. And we know he be lying, but that's not cool on no level. Because now he playing with us. You want to be played with? You want your emotions played with? I don't. Yeah, I'd rather it be quiet. I'd rather him not say nothing and keep it about football. That's what I would want. So going back to this comment right here, listen, because I had this clip in here. I want y'all to listen to this. It's very interesting what the playmaker said. Y'all listen close. Listen.
And so we're talking about Jerry. We're talking about Steven. Why did he say it? And because it's not just them. They are not just talking to the media. They're sending a message to the people, to the people. We're not, I didn't like that they said it. We're not going to negotiate. That's for the agent and the player. Like, come on, let's get in here. Let's focus. We're not going to go back and forth with this all day. Make the decision, yes or no. And they try. I thought they did it. They found out kind of before the draft, which kind of.
I'm gonna pause there.
They indicated to me,
But ain't that funny though?
What's up?
His theory, what he said was
they were talking through the media.
He was talking to us. He said they was talking to the fans. He was letting the fans know we ain't finna do nothing with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said it was to the people. He said it was to the agent and the player and to the fans. So, I mean, that's what we say they always do. They negotiate through the media. They do the shit on purpose, And at this point, Jerry done it for decades now. Yeah. So he got a clear post on how to do it effectively.
Mm-hmm.
He stirred the pot as a talking point. and shit, he's holding his nuts on George Pickens without having to tell him that directly. Now they did tell him that directly, of course, because they called him, let them know beforehand, before the draft even started, that they were not going to negotiate. But I don't know, man. I still don't even, and from their point, from the Dallas Cowboys point, I still don't see a valid reason why you don't negotiate.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you're paying more money. If the plan is to franchise tag this man twice, you're paying more guaranteed money than you would if you had gave him a contract.
Right. Can you explain that? Can you in a little bit more detail?
Yeah, man, because the franchise tags are fully guaranteed. So think about it. You're going to pay him $27 million this year, fully guaranteed, cash. And then if you franchise tag him again next year, because you got the possibility to do so, let's say that he just blows your mind, and now, let's say you did some shit, like you got to the NFC Championship game and you lose or some shit. You want like a play away. Like, you don't realistically feel like you could do that again without the nigga, so you might franchise tag him again. And in that point, it'll be well over $30 million fully guaranteed because of the penalty, giving him a second franchise tag. So you'll be ponying up close to like $60 million, if not more, in fully guaranteed money over the course of 2 years, right? Where it's coming directly out of the cap. If you had given this man a deal, right, where you could prorate some of these things, give him a signing bonus, reduce the cap hits, you could have been paying, against the cap, like $10-15 million this year instead of 27.
And so,
right, maybe 20 next year instead of 35.
Right. And see, we can look at CeeDee Lamb contract as an example, just of how you can finesse these cap hits. This is CeeDee Lamb. So his cap hit for his new contract when it first started was $8 million.
Mm-hmm.
Last year it was $15 million. To put that obviously in perspective, the one tag for this year
cost more than the first 2 years.
Than CeeDee Lamb's first 2 years. And then his year three.
A restructure this year, and it's only going to be a 19.6 hit.
Right. And it's still going to only be 19. See, we showing you right here, bro. You can't deny what you're seeing. This is the cap hits. So the cap hits for 2026 is going to be 19. So that's the power of a contract where you have the flexibility and you can move stuff out, which also allows the increase in cap to stack more money on top, to ease it into the future. So like next year when the cap go up another 25 million, because it does that pretty much every year, unless it's
on average or so, unless there's like a big spike.
Yeah, big spike or some pandemic, something like that. If it's no pandemic, something like that, that would make people not be in the stadiums because they got masks on. You go get your 25 every year.
Hey, when that TV money supposed to kick in?
I think 3
supposed
years.
To balloon then.
It's gonna balloon even more. I think 3 more years. Oof. That's why most people doing these short-term contracts, because they trying to be right before that money kick in. They want to be able to negotiate with their new money.
Makes all the sense in the world too when you're trying to get that bag.
And see, most people not gonna show this right here though. What we showing y'all. This is what Henny is talking about, where the tag ain't making no sense to me at all. Especially people that make it sound like it's smart. Let's tag her for 2 years. That means it's gonna be $60 million taken out
fully
your
guaranteed out the cap over the course of those 2 seasons. And think about it. You can add like 3-4 veteran players and you only got like $18 million in cap space, because you'll structure their deals, you'll give them signing bonuses and shit, and small ass cap hits. You can sign multiple veterans for just a itty bitty cap. Imagine what you could do with $60 million in cap space.
Yeah.
Shit sad.
Yeah. So
it's concerning to me though.
Yeah, and see, I don't think your best organizations use tags like this. I think they make a decision. I think your better decision would have been either pay him or trade him. And y'all should have did that before the draft. If you was gonna do that, if you was gonna trade him, you should have traded him before the draft. You should, if you don't want to pay him, if you go throw all this tag money at him, you should have traded him and then drafted him.
But they couldn't have though. They couldn't have traded him till they signed the tag though. That was the stalemate.
That was a stalemate. Yep.
So I don't know, bro. I just don't know how this shit gonna go at this point. Now, is there a word where he shows up and plays and just says fuck it, and he just know he ain't gonna sign back next year? He's gonna run it up. That's a possibility that happens. Am I betting on the shit? Not really, but anything's possible. It just depends on what the advice was that his agent gave him. Because when Dak went in there and he got hit with the franchise tag and he had no other options, Todd Francis went over him like, hey, this is what the injury insurance looks like with the woo. You could never play again. This is how much you get. And, he talked through it, and Dak felt comfortable after going through the options of like, hey, I'll play on the tag for 1 year. Now, granted, the nigga ended up getting hurt, but, they had all their bases covered if something were to happen. So it's just going to really be dependent on what kind of advice that David Mulugheta gave George Pickens. If David Mulugheta said, hey, man, this is my baby back bullshit. We're going to fight this. You might need, I'm going to put you up over here. I got some bread that I done put back so we can fight. I can pay you back for these fines and shit. They might write it out like that. But, if they crunched the numbers, they looked at it like, hey, we're going to get this money, then we're just going to get back to the open market next year and say, fuck these dudes, give them their ass to kids. It's just up to what David told him at this point on how to attack this.
If you're a betting man, what's going to happen come Monday? And Monday, the reason why I asked that, because that's when they reporting.
June 1st, yeah. I'm about 70-30. I think it's about a 70% chance he don't show, and I give about a 30% chance he do. The reason why I'm so high with a 30 is just because, like, they can hold him out. It's just because the fact that they can hold him out. Should they hold him out? No, but they can hold him out if they wanted to.
I'm asking chat something real quick before I answer my own question, because I'm asking, does David Mulugheta players on non-exclusive tags hold in or hold out?
Hold in. Well, we should see just on niggas on 1 year deals. Expiring contract franchise tags.
Ooh, okay. This is the answer. It said, historically, David Mulugheta clients have shown a willingness to use both hold-ins and hardline leverage tactics depending on the player's leverage, market, and injury risk.
Gotcha.
So they use both. So it ain't
Hard
no
to
telling
tell.
what's gonna happen, bro. But
He could pull up and hold in and be there and be a good team player in the eyes of a media that likes to shit on him, because most of what's said negatively about George Pickens is the media. It don't be the franchises and shit. Like everybody in the locker room apparently loved George Pickens. Over there with the Steelers. Everybody in the locker room over here with Dallas loves George Pickens. They rock with the dude, man, as a person, as a football player, as a teammate. You know what I mean? So, like, the bad rep is pretty much just him being a wide receiver, man. Like, hey, this offense is bullshit. I don't like this nigga. I don't like these little curl routes. I don't like playing with a bad quarterback. Now granted, he's not perfect, but ain't nobody perfect. I ain't here for Boy Scouts. I ain't here for Boy Scouts, man. I'm here for great football players, and George Pickens has shown he's a great football player.
Yeah.
End of the day.
Because I'm gonna make a case when I do my show on the battle for wide receiver one. I mean, you can make a case that he had a harder road than CeeDee Lamb. He was thrust into the league, forced to be the number one out the gate. He didn't get a chance to cut his teeth like CeeDee Lamb did, being the number two behind Amari Cooper. He had a longer streak of bad to average quarterbacks versus obviously CeeDee Lamb had a lot of time under Dak. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to talk about this when I do that show on the battle for number one. My coach used to always say I prefer athletes from the hood.
Mm-hmm.
He used to say because they hungrier than suburb boys, because they know they ain't got nothing left. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at a dude that came from the hood, the ghetto, and you over here playing at Notre Dame, he said them boys are down on the field. You know what I mean? Because they know I ain't got nothing else. If I can't play football, I ain't got nothing else. That's kind of how I see George Pickens. You know what I'm saying? Where, you came from a harder road, ACL, ostracized, and still he's tough-minded, bro. It makes me very curious, of how this whole thing, because I actually think he's made for the pressure, bro. When I look at all the pressure he was already under, and he was already on the prove-it deal and came in here and proved the hell out of it. He don't seem to blink under pressure. So, yeah. So this whole Emmitt thing and Irvin thing is very, very interesting to me. I think both of them are being a little bit too friendly to front office. I do understand that, Jerry does take care of his players, that definitely put the type of commitment that they did. And I think, and I do understand that where it makes it harder for them to just be blunt, like, at Jerry. Mm-hmm. Now with Steven, I can see where the playmaker is ready to, like, why did you do that? Why did you just come out and say, we're not going to even negotiate? Like, you could tell he was like,
that was stupid. You could tell he wasn't rocking with that one.
No, he wasn't rocking with that, So, and what was your thoughts, we ain't talk about it yet, on what the playmaker had to say on Pickens?
Well, this the thing. I went back and I listened to it, and there was only one thing that I think I disagreed with you on, because he set the stage for what he was trying to say, because he said if his words were if they had placed an exclusive tag on him, then Mulugeta and George could have went to them and gave any demand without testing the open market. He then backdoored and said, Jerry said F that, and allowed him to negotiate with other teams. So that was the only thing I had. I think I got a different meaning of what he said. He set it up by saying, if they had did this would have been an outcome. And then he said, but they did this, and this is, what I mean?
I missed the if. Let me make sure.
He said he had an if, because it's a clip. You know what I'm saying? Like, it started off in the middle of him saying the if. So he said he prerequisite at if they had put the exclusive tag on him, they could have said whatever the price was, and they would have never knew. He said Jerry went ahead and put the non-exclusive on him so he could talk to folks.
Gotcha.
And he said, but this is where I disagree with Michael though, because the critique is this, like,
but that was a little flexible.
The exclusive tag changes your market.
Yeah, it does.
It's not the same. It's not the same as if you were a free agent with no strings attached and whatever.
Right.
So there's two ways to look at it. Like, you can look at it like, hey, if I was a free and outright free agent, I could easily get $42 million from somebody. Somebody is desperate enough to pay me $40 million to be their number one wide receiver. Oakland, if I wanted to, if it didn't matter about the quarterback or shit. If it didn't matter about the quarterback or where I win, I just wanted the bag, I can go damn near anywhere in the NFL, get wide receiver one money, and just take care of my family for the rest of my life. Now, granted, you know what they say about ifs and, shoulda, woulda, couldas, and if my auntie had a dick, she'd be my uncle. You don't technically live in that reality right now either. So the reality of it right now in the cards that are held is I put you on a franchise tag, you signed it, and if shit get too real, I can franchise tag your ass a second time. So that's the threat and the pressure that George Pickens is actually under, because they got him pretty much over the barrel. And I think they know that, and that's why they taking victory laps the way that they do. And they got niggas out here talking in the public, the way that they do about the George Pickens situation. They feel they got all the cards. They feel even if he try and act out, it's not gonna move them. Like if you're expecting something to happen, you're prepared for it. You know what I mean? Like, you can raise a fuss, and all I gotta do is just outlast your ass for a month. It's literally just gonna be like a month of some change. I'll just say, like, yeah, George gonna be a Dallas Cowboy. We're gonna be on a yacht somewhere. So you gotta talk to Will about the shit. We ain't gonna be here, and then we'll come back to Dallas, on July the 16th, and we're just gonna rock out like that. Yeah. So that's the only issue I have with this, is that I would have made them fear God. I would never touch that goddamn tag. I would have made them fear God, man, because I don't really know what kind of leverage they have based on the timeline. If this is some shit that I could have dragged out into training camp and still got my deal, and still had the threat of forcing a trade, because you got to think about it, you would have to force a trade while other teams are still evaluating their team. Like, these wide receivers we got, we don't know what these niggas is either, and we done invested in them. And they got to at least let that shit play out. Like, we gon' 86 everything that we've been building over 2 or 3 months right now without even seeing if it's gonna work. And then it's cheaper if this shit work. You know what I mean? That's the way it is right now. It's just horrible timing. Yeah. Just horrible fucking timing.
Yeah. Well, the good news is this, bro. We getting ready to know. Monday go tell us everything.
It's not good news for me. I don't like shit. Like, it's peaceful for Mike and them because they got bread. Like, I'm over this bitch stressing about this shit because I want this season to go well. Yeah. We more invested in this shit than they is. That's why they can sit up there and say that it's been a quiet off season. No, the fuck it ain't.
No, it ain't quiet. No. And it's gonna be so damn loud regardless on Monday, bro. Watch Sunday. Watch Monday morning, bro. Man, by Monday evening, it's gonna be loud, bro. Content gonna be flying. It's gonna be rapid pace, pictures. I mean, whatever happened, it's gonna be people standing at the door trying to see if Pickens go walk in the building, bro. You remember they were showing Dak walking in the building?
Happy as hell.
Yeah. Man, it's gonna be cameras sitting there waiting to see if Pickens go walking Monday. For sure. And whatever happened, good or bad, it's gonna be big. Pickens showed up. Good. That shows that he's gonna play ball, that he's doing the right thing, that he's concerned about his image. Pickens didn't show up, or he showed up, but did he practice? Is this the right message? It's gonna be so much bullshit. Come Monday, Emmitt, come on, bro. You know that. Talking about this being quiet.
Only way.
Can I say one more thing?
Only way
that's real.
Go ahead.
I hate, cause see, you know what? I just don't want Pickens to get set up, bro. I don't want him to get set up to where he get blamed for the noise, cause he didn't show up. It was quiet. You know what I mean? It's like, man, I pray that they not building no narrative, bro, that the fans gonna fall for.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the only way there's no noise around that is if he just go through the shit at this point.
Yeah.
Like, he just gotta pull up and work. And
yeah,
that's the only way there's no noise.
Yeah, if he pull up and work, it's gonna be a very short news cycle. It's gonna be he showed up, he looked like he gonna play on the tag, he had a great day of practice. Since there's no drama, it's gonna go away.
And yeah, and then
right.
And then they would be right. I just don't know. And again, like I said, it's up to his legal counsel at this point, because that's what David Mulugeta is at the end of the day. He is your agent. He's your legal counsel. He's going to tell you how to maneuver these situations. And really, I know we putting it on the onus on George Pickens, but like shit, that's his advisor. You know what I'm saying? If you in the mob, you know, you have a capo, but you also have a concierge. You know what I'm saying? You have your second in command that's your right hand man, but you also have your concierge that you know bounce ideas off and you go to for wisdom and shit. So David would be George Pickens' concierge in this, you know, in this situation. Whatever advice he gives GP is what GP gonna rock with. So if he shows up and he practices some shit and everything is smooth, you niggas actually got to say thank you, David. You niggas actually got to say thank you, David, because that was be his idea.
Good point. Be ready to drop some content on that, because that's gonna definitely get overlooked for sure. You know,
yeah. Because just like we keep talking about Dak, like Dak showed up and played on the tag. You should say thank you to Todd France. That was Todd Francis' idea.
And they say, then boss, are you going to stir shit up? The first thing I want y'all to do is stop being little. I ain't gonna cuss you out, bro. I'ma just say this. Turn off the music and say this. Some people just too soft for me, bro. If I'm having a conversation, it's to win. And I'm seeing something going on in the future that we got to be smart about. So everybody can't rock honestly with me. I just mean that. And everybody can't rock with me. If you think I'm stirring shit up by talking about that we should be having a real discussion about the battle for number one, then you don't know me. You don't. Because the way that a lot of y'all are going, y'all go mess around and watch Pickens be better and then watch him walk away like some dumbasses instead of fighting for him being the guy because he showed it on the field. So my content on the battle for number one is going to be about which one of these dudes really could help us into the future if you have to pick one. And if you're not smart enough to start thinking ahead, I can't help you. I just can't. So, yeah. And you know, I heard what Michael Irvin said on that. Talking about we supposed to be getting these guys to work together. No, Micah, you can't do that, bro. You can't talk like that after you also said in your same interview that you was competing with Edward Harper. How you see what I'm saying? You can't talk like that after you didn't want Tim Brown. I don't want to hear nothing about divisive. I ain't trying to hear nothing about that. I'm trying to say whichever one of these dudes the better one, if you go pick one, pick the better one. And I don't care who it is. And I stick with that. Shit. Straight up.
Yeah, I'm out. And listen, I understand where Boss is coming from, but I'm also of the mind of I'm keeping both these niggas.
No, I feel you.
Because I'm not trying to go back. You know, I'm not trying to go back to what I seen. Now, it's okay to have a discussion. Like I said, if you put a gun in my head and all this other shit had to happen, I had drunk some tainted Kool-Aid and I had a gun to my head, all kinds of other shit. I had to make a choice. I would make a choice. I just ain't trying to live in a world where we got to make a choice because I think it's counterproductive of whether it's George Pickens the number one or CeeDee Lamb is the number one. If there's only one of them and niggas can just flood they side of the field with bodies and bracket them and double cover them, I feel like it still would be detrimental to this team. But I understand that those are two different conversations, though. So you know, I'm still rocking with you.
Yeah, and I just want to have a discussion only for this reason, because I want us to be aware that it's not just Pickens that should be fighting for his future. Because CeeDee Lamb, that's the one reason I had his contract up. I was looking at it, right? So I was looking at what's getting ready to happen in terms of his cap hits. So by 2027, his cap hit will be $46 million.
You probably got to give him an extension again by next year.
You see what I'm saying? So if you go give him an extension next year to reset this, that means Pickens should be in the conversation as well. And plus, you got Pickens that's 25, you got CeeDee Lamb that's 27. You would get a lot. You got to think ahead. I'm sorry. You got to say, all right, man, do I want to have $46 million on my cap hit, or do I want to start over with Pickens, who's younger, and if he played better, if I ain't trying to sell out just because somebody's 88. I ain't trying to do that. But if CeeDee Lamb come in and he reestablished that, hey, I'm that guy for real, I am that guy, then hey, yeah, you want it, then you go be the one extended. Because it looked like we gonna have to extend you next year, buddy.
I mean, look, you probably have to extend CeeDee Lamb right now either way, because it don't line up to 1-to-1 to make a decision that particular year. You will still have to have some overlap on getting him on the contract, because you technically could not get out of his deal till 2028. You would have had to been made a decision on George Pickens by the offseason of 2027. So after this year, you either have to franchise tag George Pickens again or give him an extension.
Yep.
You can't do anything with CeeDee Lamb outside of trading him,
right?
Until 2028.
Mm-hmm. And that's why we should have the discussion. But some people, they go be, you stirring up drama. Man, stop, bro. It's called thinking. It's called thinking, dog.
But I do want to look at like 7 other niggas before we move out of one of these guys.
Yeah. And we got Keitra Davis. She from my hood. Her brother from my hood. She said, hold on, let me show her. Yeah, she from the great CC. She said, I just hate that everyone seems to forget all that CD has and keeps doing for our offense. Up until now, he was the offense and was balling. I hate the comparisons. I know people hate the comparisons, but we gonna have to compare. I'm gonna show you why we have to compare. This go lead into my show tomorrow.
Stephen, can you elaborate on the reasons why you made that decision, came to that decision of having put on the franchise tag and not negotiate? Is it because of the market? What are the...
there's a lot of things that go into that clearance. Went into whether it's a Tony Pollard, whether it's a DeMarcus Lawrence. I mean, let's start with the fact it's not easy, having 2 receivers, being paid top of the market.
I mean, he's still full of shit, though. But
nah, he ain't full of shit on that.
I'm
gonna tell you why I know he's not full of shit on that. Because
I'm gonna tell you why he's full of shit. So let's go.
And I know why you gonna say he's full of shit, because he should be focusing on them B-roll players.
Outside of that, because it's moving to the point where most teams are going to eventually have 2 paid wide receivers. Because right now they have young paid guys and guys that they drafted in the first round coming up on contracts. It just hasn't happened yet. The same way that multiple teams didn't have, multiple first round pick offensive linemen, and that's starting to happen more. Like, some of these things are coming into fruition. It just hasn't happened. You just would be ahead of the curve. Like, so far, the only team with multiple highly paid wide receivers in the $30 million range or close to it is the Cincinnati Bengals. But there's multiple other teams that are set for that to be their reality if they choose it to be.
I don't know no teams doing that, bro. Especially
I'm talking about it's about to, like, they have somebody that's paid and somebody else they have to pay. So unless
nowhere in the league.
I'm telling you, it hasn't happened yet.
That's what I'm saying. And see,
but it's
the person that warned about this was Michael Gilkin. He warned about this 2 years ago. He told us 2 years ago that it ain't no team that got 3 players with 30+ million average per years on their books. Not one. And that was 2 years ago. And that was with a cap that rolls 50 million since, and it still ain't happened. Now we talking about a receiver making 40 and the one making 30 and your quarterback making 60. And the main reason why I don't see
now.
Huh?
So now there's multiple teams with 30. It wasn't at that point in time, but there's multiple teams with multiple players making $30 million now.
3? I think it's 1. Detroit.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go look.
Yeah, it's Detroit. Ain't no other team doing that.
Salary cap.
And that's when Michael Gelkin did that show saying the can kicks back. And see, we was warning. That's why we was saying, me and Lou talked about this, man. You can only have so many max contract players. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna show y'all why. I'm gonna show y'all the main reason why you can't. Right? That the can does catch up. It's because just like CeeDee Lamb's, what happens is that after about 2 or 3 years, these contracts balloon. They balloon. You see how CeeDee Lamb in 2027 is $46 million? You can go look at any max player and it's going to be like this. So if you look at Micah Parsons, even in Green Bay, his first 2 years, his contract, very, very, very doable. First 3 years. By year 4, that thing get crazy. I think it's like 80 million. Like, so when you put, especially if you pay these dudes at the same time and don't stagger this out, man, them dudes will kill your cap. You won't be able to do shit. Like straight up. Just because those max players balloon so heavily, especially if those are the people you keep restructuring where you're kicking the can down the road.
Kansas City has 3. They have Patrick Mahomes, Chris Jones, and Trick McDuffie. Cincinnati has 3. Technically, they have 3.
Hold on. So you say Kansas City got 3 over 30?
Kansas City. Trent McDuffie was the one they just added. He makes 31 now. Chris Jones makes 31. Patrick Mahomes makes 45.
See, when he said 30, that was 2 years ago.
But I'm just saying it happened now. It just hasn't happened at the point.
And the cap increased by 50 million since he said that. So we got to inflate that number too.
I'm just saying to the point. People are adding more players like that over the course of the league. And it's gonna happen
as the cap increases.
Houston has it. Because they have a $30 million corner, they have a $50 million edge rusher, they have a $30 million offensive tackle, and they're still finna pay their quarterback, so they'll have 4.
So
players.
I need to see.
I'm just saying that it's moving towards that because
it's moving because
it has no choice.
Yeah,
I understand increasing. Yeah, but that's the point. Like we gonna say what other teams haven't done. We haven't given them the chance to do the shit. It's going to eventually happen.
No, it's like, gonna happen as the cap increases. Because what we really should do, if we really trying to benchmark it the correct way, we should get the inflation of what is 30 million in today's dollars would be the question. So if the new standard is like, say, in today's dollars, 36 average per year, because it increased, that would be the new benchmark. But it's still not that many. And we would have to add up all of our max players. And I think we got more than almost anybody. Plus, we got other people we go want to pay. And we go want to pay Quinn Williams.
Yeah, he gonna get an extension.
So
he gonna get an extension.
Is he gonna be a top extended DT?
He should.
So he would be a top extended DT. Plus we would have Pickens. Plus we would have CeeDee Lamb. Plus we would have Tyler Smith. Plus we would have Dak.
But see, you're also making the point on why they're not gonna get an edge, then, boss.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Then we're not gonna get an edge. Then
I agree. It's gonna have to be an old edge. Yep.
Yeah, so you just explain if we can't pay Pickens, we damn sure can't pay no nigga that gonna want 40 or 50 rushing the passer, or 30.
No, you're right.
So like we just gonna have to go young everywhere. Then we got to go young at edge and young again at wide receiver if they ain't gonna keep Pickens around.
Yeah, that's fair.
And to your point though, like and we also would have to factor in the guys that got max contracts at their position, but their position don't warrant $30 million.
Yeah.
You can't we don't. There's not a single $30 million safety.
Right.
Like the highest paid safety is like 25. So like we just seen the Chargers give Derwin James the max possible you could get give a damn safety, and then I feel like they have offensive linemen that they paid. I feel like they paid Justin Herbert. So I guess on technical, I don't know, man. I don't know. The shit's sort of out there.
Yeah, it's and that's
it's
the
a lot of variables to look at.
It is, and that's the only reason why, if I'm forward thinking, I have to have a discussion, bro. I have to have a discussion. Now, I put it like this: if they both equally dope, then hey, I don't care how y'all do it. I don't care. But if CeeDee Lamb have another better year, Pickens have another better year than CeeDee Lamb, well, I think his name should be in the hot seat with Pickens in terms of what's the best way forward. Like real talk. If you over here saying what you just said, you can't pay number ones and 2 number ones, well, it's shit. Don't put the better one on the hot seat. Yep.
So I'm also going to ask you this question. And we comparing the 2 wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be fair to exclude CeeDee Lamb's career in this argument for what he's done?
Nah.
In here. Would it be fair to exclude that and
It's
only look at it?
No, it's not fair to do that. And see, you starting to get into my presentation because I already kind of got all of that in here. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm gonna talk about that, like career success versus who's hot right now. That's why we, to me, gotta weigh it. So I got the it's gonna be a dope ass show, bro. I want you to check it out because I know you go poke all kind of holes in it, and I want you to.
Me. Nigga know me.
I want you
like,
to,
hey.
bro. I want you to. Listen, once I do the show, let's do a reaction to it, and then do what you do, bro. Do what you do. Because it's gonna make us better, bro. Like when me and you debate this type of stuff out, it's always better for the nation, like for real. But now you can see, bro, I gave this stuff a lot of thought. I'm already kind of giving away my slides. The deep ball marriage between Dak and CD, the bullshit that they saying that he had only one good year. I got the JSN showing y'all need to get off Pickens' dick with that. That's some bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna make a whole case, bro. I'm ready. And then
when you doing it?
He said, I'm gonna make sure I miss that video. Yeah, I want you to miss that video. I don't want anybody that hold on. Listen, if you one of these people,
You can't handle the truth.
please miss it. I don't want you to be there when grown folks talking. I don't. So this is a grown folks conversation. So if you can't handle the truth, if
You want answers?
don't, then yeah, make sure you come.
You can't handle the truth.
Stay away, please. I mean that too. I really do mean that. I don't want to see no people who can't talk. Like, what the hell wrong with people? Like, I can't listen. Oh, facts go hurt your feelings? Like, because I'm going to present a whole case. Boy did all this work, all these graphics. You know what I mean? Not just numbers, graphics with this shit, bro. Did all this today. I ain't going to listen. I'll tell your ass. Straight up. But anyway, bro, to sum up, Emmitt and Irvin, I'll just say this, man. You know, the timing of them coming out is weird to me, you know? Very weird to me is that obviously, you know, Pickens and his news go pick up on Monday. And I just really wish Jerry and them and anybody that's working with him or as a friend to him, I just wish everybody would shut up, like real talk. I would wish everybody would shut up. Cause see, wasn't it funny that Stephen Jones was saying it's better than when we talk less, but then yet he still talks, and yet Jerry still talks when it comes to the speaking situation. So, you know, it just, so my comment like to them is, man, you know, I just pray that you don't let Jerry and them being greedy in his 80s mess up the legacy A dope ass legacy, bro. Y'all dope. Y'all legends, man. Don't let Jerry fuck y'all shit up, bro. For real. Don't be out here doing too many favors, because I know he took care of y'all at the latter end, where it even becomes hard for y'all to speak. And I get it. If he's blessed you the way that Jerry's blessed you, funded you deals and commercial real estate, all kind of stuff, helped you get in the Hall of Fame, all that kind of stuff, it's hard to speak bold against a man who blessed your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the sense that I get of Jerry, this is why a lot of people try to keep distance from a lot of people. It's because if Jerry rock with you, he gonna take care of you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really do believe, man, and Liv did that. Hey, bro, if you take that, he takes care of his best players on the latter end. The only thing about that is that's not guaranteed.
I mean, Jerry hated it. Like, George Pickens cannot be guaranteed that Jones family would take care of him in the future if you took a team-friendly deal.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Steven ain't even built like this. Steven seemed like he a slime ball, man. I wouldn't trust Steve.
Yeah. So, man, let me go and turn it in. So let me tell everybody this. On both the channels, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. We both got these raffles going on, and we appreciate it. Oh, let me say this before we start doing all this stuff I was finna do.
Go ahead.
Kenny, I greatly appreciate you doing what you did yesterday, bro.
Oh, yeah, you good, my guy?
So
yeah, ain't nothing but thing.
I want to say this because, you know, Henny called me one time with a crisis. And for the first time, OG was like, boss, I ain't going to make it. And Henny like a clock. I want y'all to understand that. He's like a clock. He's on time every time. Really, he early. So when he called me like, bro, I ain't going to make it because I'm going through with my family. And I told him, I said, hey, bro, I said, come anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because it helps when you're going through a crisis to do something that you're passionate about. It can get your mind off of it. Now, I'm telling him that, but I ain't experienced my crisis yet. But I saw it work with a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? So I was trying to give him that advice. So Henny did a show for 3 hours. For the first 2.5 hours, I ain't gonna lie, I was dark, bro. I was over here I was foggy. I couldn't think straight. But then in that last hour, we started laughing. And we, you know what I'm saying? Y'all boys had me laughing. Yeah. And I felt like I became myself in the last hour. I swear. Like, and I've been chill since. I'm not acting like pain ain't gonna come back. You know what I'm saying? But I really thank you, bro. I really thank you for pushing that show. We on 3 hours and I'm over here. Usually I'm talking. I'm over here just. So man, I just want to say, man, doing content, I've grown a lot of friends, and I just appreciate all y'all prayers, bro, and just support. Rome called me today, poured his heart out to me, bro. Told me about his old man passed and how he felt, and just to see all this love you get from the community, bro, is dope, bro. I really do appreciate y'all. So I didn't want to end the show without saying that to you personally, bro, that I feel 1,000% better because of you, bro. No tears today, no heaviness today, nothing, bro. I feel like myself, bro. Thank you, bro.
Anytime, my brother, anytime.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. So let's keep doing what we doing, bro. And listen, everybody, if you ever have some type of pain, me and Henny, you saw us both step back up to what we love to do to get us through that pain. And the first thing my brother said on Twitter, he said, hey, bro, I don't want no sympathy. He said that on Twitter. I don't want no sympathy. I'll be there tonight. That's exactly what he did. So it's your boy Boss Show Me with the great Henny Delmore, straight from the liquor store. You already know
we got this bitch. Damn good show, my guy.
Oh yeah. Hey, I can't wait till you cut me up after that. For real. So listen, bro, as soon as you watch the show, I want you to hit me. All right, boss, this is what
you know I'm gonna hit you,
because I know you don't want to hear what I'm gonna say, bro. Real talk. But I gotta say it, dog. I gotta say it. So anyway, it's gonna be probably in the morning.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell